What's up, everybody? Thank everybody for being here. We'll get into it in a second. I am on here as a solo. I have talked to Chris. So Chris knows the whole feeling on everything that's going on. And he agreed that it'd be best if I come on alone right now. If he wants to say anything at some point, he's obviously more than welcome, but I'm coming on as me. No Raider hat, none of that crap. I'm coming on as me as a person and doing what I do on YouTube for you guys. So I'm sure some of you are aware, Saturday night show had a slight little hiccup. All right. Going to try not to make a big deal out of this, but it's being made a bigger deal than what it really was. So just real quick, I'm going to hit the chat. I'm going to do this once and once only. I'm not going to field any questions in the chat on this right now. I may change my point of view on that towards the end. So real quick, I see Robert Pena's in here. Bueno's in here. How many more days until you can change your name? Jess is in here. Rock's in here. Dixon Sight is here. Robert Pena is here. Raider Paul is here. Anybody else in this yet? Where are we? No, Ross Shack's in the house. What's up? Chris is here watching. Just making sure I don't miss anybody. All right. So if anybody posts anything in the chat, anybody that comes in after I've started this, don't be offended if I don't respond to you. All right. So I'm not really here to read through the chat. I got some things I want to say, get it off my chest. I'm not bringing anybody on, so nobody's coming in the channel. It's just going to be me alone. So Saturday night's live show that Chris and I did, the Last Call podcast, which is why I used our intro for that. There was some issues. I mean, everybody knows the names involved by now. So obviously it was Chris and I as the host. So we overall had the responsibility of running the show the way that we run it. You know what? I'm going to shut that thing off right now. Hang on. Okay. Bye-bye, Nightbot. I'm going to shut you off for now. Yeah, like I said, so ultimately myself and Chris were the hosts on this show. So yeah, this falls on us and me, because I'm the one that gave Ben the link. So I know this involves that name. Everybody knows this already because I've seen this on other shows already today. And before this gets out of control, we're nipping this in the bud right now. Okay. And obviously the other name involved is Navman. I'm not going to talk out of context about either one of them. This isn't going to be a slander to either one of them. This is a rebuttal to comments I've seen. I want to set the record straight. So Saturday night, someone came in the chat. It was talking some stuff in the chat. And I know I've seen people make comments on other shows, and I'm not going to name the other shows. I'm not doing that. I'm not pulling all the hosts in on this shit. But I've seen in the chats that we should have known better already because he was already talking it up in the chat, blah, blah, blah. I went back and watched the show again today and marked down the times. So from the time that he started, there was also someone else in the channel that none of the moderators caught. I didn't even catch it because, like Chris said, when him and I were on the phone, I had just come back on camera because I had gone out for a smoke. And when I came back, Ben was in the chat, and there was someone else in the chat that I've never seen before that was just spamming the shit out of the chat with all kinds of nonsense. So a lot of Ben's messages got missed scrolling through because it was so fast, which is why sometimes when people come in and spam, I tend to get rid of them right away, because it kind of disrupts the show and it makes it tough to follow, which is obviously another gentleman involved in all this. Is the main discussion was, we were talking about Piano Bitch at the time. So it's the same thing he would do when he comes in the chat. He types ridiculously fast and puts messages up fast as much as possible. So that was what started the discussion, because he's been banned on multiple channels. And like I made my statement the other night when I started my show Thursday night, when Chris came on as a guest host with me on the Coast to Coast show, talking about Piano Man, about, I don't have a problem with him coming in the channels. But when he's going to like the Raider press conference chats on YouTube and posting shit, calling out names of hosts to avoid and calling us certain things, now you're fucking with my shit. Now you're potentially turning people off from being on watching my shows or coming on shows with Chris and I, or any other show I do, because I got multiple shows during the week, so it could affect the Raider Connection show. There's 3 other guys on that show that do other stuff too, and I don't want it to affect them either. I'm not thinking about me in that aspect. I'm thinking about the other people that do shows with me. Chris does multiple shows with me. I do a show alone with Nate, and I go on other people's shows. If this kid's pushing a narrative that's going to affect me and other people that I associate with, that's an issue, which is why Piano Man is a pain in the ass. So when he goes on to these national shows like Raiders.com, when they do a press conference and start spewing that shit, now you're fucking with me in a way that you don't want to fuck with. Okay. So that's what this all started with on Saturday, because we were talking about how he's been banned on multiple shows. Ben came in, said, I'm not going to repeat things that he said. I'm not doing that. Said what he said. Navman said he disagreed with him. And then he asked to come on the channel or come on the show. He had already been sent the link. I had sent him the link a couple hours earlier because I knew he was around. I wanted him to see if he wanted to come on the show. I usually send links to certain people after I make the show, and he's one of them. So he had an open invite to come in at any point. So don't think that I sent him the invite. I resent it to him because he was asking for it because he couldn't find it. But he gets an open invite every week. So just to be set straight on that, okay? So he came on the show, and he went right after Navman. Yes, he did. Said what he said. He was on at the 2 hour and 50 minute mark in 39 seconds, and he was gone by 2:51 in 45 seconds. So just over a minute, and he was off the channel. Okay. Anybody that doesn't have their own channel, you don't understand what it takes sometimes to run a channel, and how when someone comes on and they have a disagreement with somebody, you let them go because you want to give the other person a chance to rebuttal. Yeah, we could have stopped him at any point, but it went by so fast. That minute went by so goddamn fast, he didn't even realize it, and he just left. Okay. And it kind of, I thought I shut that stupid bot off. God dang it. And fuck it, just leave it. So he said what he said. Okay. Yeah, it got a little rough there. Navman didn't get a chance to actually rebut him. I get that part, and I agree. Should have had a chance to say something. But we have no control what someone's going to say. Or even when someone comes on, you don't know what state of mind anybody's in. So you don't know if they're sober, they're drunk, they're going through something. You don't know this shit. And I can't believe I'm having to do this because of this bullshit. Okay. This all would have been done and over with on Saturday night, but everybody starts talking about it. I start getting text messages. I get Instagram messages. So now I have to address it. Then I go and start, I'm getting messages that, oh, you watching this such and such a show? They're talking about it. I go back and watch it. And it goes on for goddamn too long. All right. And the thing is, I'm not even in that chat to even defend myself at that moment. So there was some comments made on a certain show that I was like, reach out to the person or the people that are involved, get their intake before you start talking about it. Okay. So there's things that are outside of your scope of control when stuff happens. You have no clue. There's no delay. So when someone comes in and starts talking about something, that shit's out there right away. Okay. So it's not like I have a 30-second delay from what's going on where I can pause it so nothing goes out. So if somebody says something, they say it, and it's out there forever on the internet. Okay. No matter what. Because even if I delete it now, someone's already recorded this at some point or downloaded it. So it's out there. So I apologize to Navman for not being able to stop it. I apologize for Ben for any backlash that he's going to take over this. This was ultimately my responsibility as the overall host on this because I'm the one that gave him the link and let him come in. Okay. So I didn't write the narrative on this. It's something that happens. It happens on other shows sometimes. People have disagreements. Okay. People have issues. Fuck it. That's life. You have an issue with somebody in person, you deal with it. Unfortunately, some people just have not internet issues, but they only like doing things a certain way. Whatever. I don't care. I'm just nipping this in the bud now. So when this is over, when I'm done with this press conference, you're not going to hear me talk anymore about this shit. If it comes up on any shows that I do or I'm a panel of, if I'm on a panel and it comes up, I'm leaving the show immediately because I'm not getting into it. I refuse to talk about this any longer after this. If Chris wants to get on at some point and do his own take on it, I'm fine with that. He has every right to. If Navman talks about, that's his show. It's up to him to do what he wants to do, and it's up to Ben what he does. I have no control over either one of them. They're both grown men. If they talk about it on their shows, on their platforms, I'm fine with it. Nothing I can do about that. But on my shows that I am on, whether I'm running it or I'm on the panel, if it comes up, I'm not talking about it. If I don't leave, I'm not talking about it. I'll stay there maybe, but I'm not. That's it. This is it. It's over as of now. So any negative talk going forward about what I did and didn't do or what I should or shouldn't have done, I don't care at this point. It happened. It's done. It's over with. Things were said. And that's the end of it as far as I'm concerned. So if anybody's got any issues over this, reach out to me on Instagram, call me. I don't give a shit, but I'm not doing it on camera anymore after this. This is the end of it. And that's all I got to say at this point. All right. We did what we did. No, we did not stop him because I wanted to give Navman an opportunity to rebut, but he didn't get that opportunity. So it's unfortunate that that's the way it ended that night. All right. I have no ill will towards Ben or towards Nav, neither one of them. It's something that happened in the moment, plain and simple. So I'm going to leave it at that. Just going to be a short message. And yeah, I think that's about it. Maybe I will read the chat. After that, that's it. I'm just tired of this. It's Monday afternoon at 4:00 my time, and this is something that happened Saturday night at like 12:30, 1:00 in the morning, and we're still talking about it right now. Come on. It's too much drama. And it's that little piano bitch that starts all this shit because of him more than anything. Oh, God. I got out of a situation that gave me stress. No, I'm right fucking back into one that stressed me today. I was fine until I got that first text message like, "Hey, you watching such and such a show?" No. All right, I'm going to go watch it. I'm like, motherfucker. I thought this was over with, but apparently not. Let's see. Anybody else join in? I'm not mad. I'm disappointed that the narrative got changed the way it did on what happened. It was made to seem like it was so much more worse than what it really was. It's two guys that had a disagreement. One came in, one doesn't like one doesn't like the other. I mean, what? I don't like everybody. Whatever. You have a disagreement with somebody, you say what you got to say. And if I mean, I just wish he had the chance to, come back on it, but he didn't. Let me see. Yeah, Chris, come on in. All right. So Chris is going to come in. He wants to say something. I told him, I said, I just wanted to go on alone first, say what I had to say my peace of mind, and then we'll go. Yeah, and that's just it, Robert Pena. I don't want this to divide us, because you know what got me was when I saw someone's message on one of the channels saying, I unsubscribed, and I don't want people to unsubscribe from people, and I don't care if it's mine or not, anybody's. I don't want anybody to unsubscribe from someone over this bullshit. There's no sense in it, Chris, I'm in our studio, Chris. If people are unsubscribing because of one night for a 1 minute conversation it was one-sided conversation, I mean, that's I don't know. Yeah, Rorschach was there for the whole thing. Bueno had already left, I believe, because he was drunk himself. Yeah, Rock, that's why I choose my company wisely. I don't like drama either, man. Trust me. I despise it. I want to go in, have a good time. It is one thing if you have a disagreement, but the drama side of things, whatever. That's not my cup of tea. I'm not into that shit. What's up, Jason? How you doing, brother? Yeah, Rita Paul. I know you weren't there. Rorschach, yeah. Oh, that's you. Chris, you coming in or what? Honestly, Jeff, you were not responsible for what happened, brother. That was out of your control. You cannot predict. Well, you come on your platform. No, true. You can't, because you don't know what state of mind that anybody's in when they come on this. Trust me, Chris and I take a huge chance on Friday nights or any other time we do a pull-up show, because you don't know who's going to come in. We put the link out there. Whoever's going to come in, you don't know what their agenda is going to be or what they want to talk about. You have no clue until they start talking. I will tell you, if it's like a Friday night pull-up and it's somebody that we've never had on the show before, someone completely strange to us, I've got my finger over that hover button in a second, over the remove button, because if they come in and they start doing something stupid, boom. But anybody that's a regular on any of our shows, or we do shows with, Chris, you can come in whenever, man. A regular that's on our shows, or we do shows with on a regular basis, they come in, I put them on stage. I guess Chris didn't want to be on. He just backed out. That's different. When someone that we have never seen before wants to pop in, I'm a little hesitant. I'll bring them on, but man, I'm watching them like a hawk, because the second they say something, they're gone. And even after they've been on for a little bit, I'm still very attentive to what that person's talking about. You're more on guard, but you let your guard down when, like say Dixon wanted to get on camera today. I would be more relaxed with him coming in, because we talk to him all the time, or if Raider Nation Jason would have popped in now, I'd put him up, wouldn't even think twice about it, because we've been on shows with him before. He's been on our shows before. So you're comfortable with somebody, so yeah, so people can sit there and say, well, you let him do this. Again, it's somebody that I'm comfortable with, that's been on shows with me multiple times. I've been on his shows multiple times. So was Chris, So you're not going to be on guard and be like, oh, what's he going to say? Yeah, we already knew he was a little, aggravated based on what he put in the chat, but nobody's expecting what what that was or what was going to happen. So again, I have no ill will towards either one of them. I still like them both. I'm not going to unsubscribe from them because of it. I'm not going to delete my Instagram, take them off my Instagram over this. It was a dispute. It ended the way it did at that point. If they want to say something on their own channels, all the power to you. You know, but I'm after when Chris and I get off screen here, I'm done with this. I don't know what Chris's take is going to be. I'll let him have the mic in a moment. But when I log off of this thing for the day, I'm done. I'm not bringing it up again. Plain and simple. And if it shows up in the chat, I'm just going to fucking ignore it. So, Chris, the floor is yours, my brother.
Well,
How
first
you
of
doing,
all,
how you doing?
I'm doing good. Sorry for the delay. I had multiple streams going again. I don't know why I keep doing that. But anyway, how you doing, Jeff? I know this doesn't make sense.
No.
First of all, I'm gonna say
I'm better
this.
now that I did. I will say
I
that.
like Navman. I'm subscribed to his show. I like Raider Ben. I'm subscribed to his show. I'm a member of Raider Ben's show. So when he's on, I go on. I have no disrespect for any one of those guys. The show we are creating going into the season is to hear the pulse of the nation, to hear their opinions and thoughts. Everybody's not going to agree with everybody. That's understandable. That's just the way the world works. For one thing, I didn't even see what happened, what Raider Ben said and what Nadman was talking about. Because like you said, you were gone for a minute. That guy was spamming our moderators, didn't catch it, didn't do anything about it. I wish you guys do a better job. I really appreciate it. So, only thing I heard Nadman say, I disagree. I'm not going to say exactly all what happened, but Raider Ben decided to come in, and then he said what he had to say. Wasn't pretty language, but he said what he had to say. He left immediately what he said to say and left immediately. Don't know why, he just left. I said, okay, well, Nadman wanted to respond to that. I said, wait a minute. If you're going to respond to him, he should have been in here when you responded to it. He didn't give you a chance. So, Nadman, no disrespect, but I don't want the show to turn into a battle between two content creators. It shouldn't be that way. I wanted, he didn't give you a chance to respond, man, so you can't respond to him. You got to do that on your own show. You respond to and say what you want to say about him, but now on this show that me and Jeff are trying to create, because I don't want that show to turn to that show where every content comes in, they want to fight. I don't want that. I want to hear the pulse of the nation. Because it happened so quick, I was like caught off guard, like, what the hell? So like I said, no disrespect to that man, no disrespect to Raider Ben. I'm going to swear both of you guys' channels, and I'm a member of Raider Ben. So, I didn't want. I said I shut it. I shut that man. What I said, I wanted to shut it down right then and there. Because if somebody go pick a fight with you, you can't wait to you go to a bar. Someone pick a fight with you. You can't pick a fight and leave. You gotta stay there and say your piece. He left, so there's nothing you can say. He might not even be listening.
I'm gonna fuck you up and then walk out.
Yeah, exactly. He was. I don't know if he's in the show. He didn't listen to what you had to say. 'Cause I didn't see no more in the chat, so I don't know. He just cut the show off and left. So you saying what you had to say was like null and void. So I wanted to move on from that. That's why I cut you off. Just put a nip in the bud, whatever you want to call it, but nip by that. So, like I said, it was caught off guard, and all this talk about it happened. Hopefully, it won't happen again. Everybody's gonna disagree. Go and disagree. That's fine. You want to come to the show and disagree? Go ahead and have an adult conversation about it. But none of that. Fighting. If you want to fight in your own time, not in our time. That's all I got to say, Jeff. So hopefully this be the end of the story. Leave Jeff alone. He had really nothing to do with it. He wasn't even here when all that stuff started happening. He was off air. And then it started happening, and then he happened to come in when it started, when he took off. So it's not Jeff that did it. He didn't start it. So you can't blame Jeff or it's your fault. No. We don't, when we get people on the show, we don't know what they're going to say. There's no script. There's no Hollywood script. Hey, guys, read this like they do on another station that we know of. I'm not going to say names.
Cut. Chris, hold on a second. We got to reset that frame.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, action.
And you get a script like read out the script. No, we don't have that. We're open mic. That's why we do it, because we want to hear you guys. If you guys come to the show this week, go ahead and add it when you both on that show. Or if you guys want to do it in the chat, do it in the chat. But not here. So, like I said, that's all I got to say. I don't want to talk about it. I'm done with it. It happened. It's over with. All right. I'm finished because that kind of pissed me off. Y'all messing with Jeff. He had nothing to do with it. It was off the air when it happened, pretty much. Anyway, I'm done, Jeff. I feel better now.
I'm just going through the chat. Thank you everybody for being here. I didn't want to interrupt Chris, so I didn't call anybody's names out, but I gave you guys all the salute as I was hitting your names. So Jack Gates is here. OC Nation, what's up, brother? Yeah, I just don't want it to affect going forward what you and I have going, because we got a good thing going.
Yeah.
I mean, the channels are growing. We bring people in. We allow people to express their opinions in the chat as well as jump on camera. Even if you don't want to show your ugly mug, you sit here like this and talk. We can hear you. And sometimes it's easier to articulate what you want to say by speaking it instead of having to type it all the time, especially if you're on your phone. I mean, it's a smaller screen and everything. I get it. You don't have to have all kinds of crazy equipment just for future reference. People do it on their phones all the time. Look at Jack Kenna. He's on his phone every time. So's Mike right now, Sacktown Mike, until he gets his tablet set up. So if anybody wants to come on, like Ray DePaul comes in every now and then. If Robert Pena, Cool Kev's been on, but no camera. Again, you don't have to have a laptop and all kinds of cameras and microphones. I only have this set up because it's comfortable for me this way. I'm not going to do it on my phone when I do so much of this. If I was just somebody following in the chats and I wanted to pop on and I didn't have this set up, I'd be doing it on my phone.
If you look at hold on a minute, if you look at it, at most of the rare content creators, we do more pull-up shows than anybody now. We do it on Friday nights. We do it on Saturday nights until the season starts. We do more.
Once the season
we invite you guys to come in. You don't have to come in if you want to. That's fine. Stay in the chat, or don't want to show your face like Jeff said. You can do that thing. But we're doing pull-up show because the reason why I got into this is to hear the nation talk about the Raiders, whether I agree or disagree. Because believe me, something I agree with, I don't agree with. But I tell you one thing, I'm not going to sit and have a fist fight with you because I don't think, Cam Mills should start next year. No, it should be ALC. I'm not going to sit there and have a fist fight with you about that. My opinion is this. Your opinion is that. Then we'll see what happens. But all this nonsense, it doesn't make any sense. I disagree with you. I disagree with Jeff sometimes too. It don't seem like it, but I do.
I mean, Jay's in the chat right now, and we've gotten better lately, obviously. But when we first started the Raider Connection, Jay and I didn't see eye to eye on that show because we both had totally different takes. And you can see some of the tension sometimes in the show, or at least I felt it. But you know what? We agree to disagree. I mean, that's just the way it is. Not everybody's going to mesh together.
That's human nature. That's human nature.
Yeah, he's got his opinion. I respect his opinion. I may rebuttal it, and same thing with something I may say. He definitely is not afraid to speak his mind, and I respect him for that. Jay and I get along fine over that. So there's other shows you watch where there's a little bit of tension, but again, that's what makes it a good show sometimes. And if anybody watched the show from Saturday night, I want you to go back to when Ben started posting in the chat. And for those that were saying that I didn't stick up or Chris didn't stick up, go listen to what I said, okay? Because when he started talking about Piano Man and how we were soft and everything, I said something at that point. I said it tonight this afternoon when I started this press conference. No, not really a press conference, but I just did that because it was eye-catching to get people to pay attention. I said that, I don't have a problem with Piano Man, but when he's going on bigger national platforms like that and talking shit about other content creators, like he's bringing my name up, bringing Chris's name up, mentioning other people too, that's when I got an issue, because that's basically talking about us in a negative light, like, they're old school guys, you don't want to listen to them, blah, blah, blah. And I was on the show in the chat watching this, seeing this happen, but I didn't say anything there because I'm not going to cause drama on a major issue on a major show like that, because then it makes me look like what he's saying. So I didn't say anything. That's what I said when Ben was in there starting to talk about people being soft. And I told him, I said, I don't have a problem with the kid being on the channel as long as he shuts his mouth up or he's respectful, which he's not. He never stops, which is why you won't see him come on any of the shows that I'm on anymore, because he knows the second he shows up, he gets bumped. That's where I have an issue, because now you're starting to affect what I'm trying to create and what I'm trying to do, and then what Chris and I are doing together, and then that also could affect like the rate of connection, where it affects Jay or it affects Leo and Nate. It's not fair to them. They didn't do anything. He's got an issue with me. Deal with me. Don't go after them. But don't come after me in that manner by putting my shit out there like that, talking shit about me on a national format. If I want to talk shit, I'll do it myself. I'll do just like this. I'll pull a show up and I'll go live and talk shit. If I do myself in because of what I say, then guess what? It's my fucking fault. Not because some little fucking twerp with a fucking stool up his ass.
Yeah,
is
I mean,
running around saying shit.
It all started with one guy. We were talking about that piano man guy. Like, blah. Some people like him on the show, some people don't. That's the reason why we have moderators. If you guys are moderators on either one of our shows, that's you to see if he's talking nonsense or spamming a lot. Because sometimes me and Jeff can't catch everything. Because I didn't catch everything Piano Man was saying. I didn't even catch Ben's question or whatever he said to upset Nadman, where Nadman said, why you disagree. I didn't catch none of that. I had to go back and watch it. Oh, that's what he said. Excuse me. That's what he said. So the point is that we can't control what people say in that chat or say on live. We have no say to that.
Yeah.
I had no idea Ray was come in and say what he said. I said, hey, come on in, Raider Ben, because I know you told me that we got Raider Ben coming in. And I said, all right, cool. I like Raider Ben. You have him coming in, but we had no control of what he said. It's not just
I mean, I get it if people bring it up in your chat and, you got to talk about it. But the only thing I ask is if people do talk about it on their shows, watch more of it so you understand the full narrative that goes on, instead of, just watching a certain small short section that feeds to what everybody's saying. You know what I mean? It don't be mainstream media. Let's put it that way. Don't just show the little blurb that makes it look bad on one side only and doesn't show the other side too. You know what I mean? Like play both sides here, and then if you went back and you watch the chat and then you hear the responses on voice, and then there's a really long time between his last message in the chat to when he physically came on camera. So it wasn't like he immediately went from the chat to boom, right on camera. There was a long stretch.
It's a while, yeah.
So it's not like it was just a quick bang, bang, we're right back into it again. It was a good 5 minutes plus, almost 10 minutes before he actually came on camera.
Right. It took a while. I had to go through the whole chat. It was like, dang.
It almost felt like, all right, it's a dead issue. He's not here now. He's not talking anymore. All right, no big deal. So that's why I never thought anything of it when he came in. Whatever. It is what it is. So
yeah,
that's all I ask. That's
we'll squash in the bud. Like I said, neither your nor my fault that people come in and say what they want to say. That's why we bring them to show your opinion. But like you said, I was going through the chat. So it took them a while to come in. They're like, you just said it and pop right in.
Yeah.
So I don't know one saw me. I think you just was coming back. I saw him in the green room. I said, bring him in. Boom, bro.
Appreciate that, Ardell.
He came in, left. And then, like I said, that man had a chance to defend himself or respond. So I said, okay, since you didn't have your opportunity, he left before you got a chance to. That's it. No more. We're not going to talk about that topic.
You just can't cut somebody. You can't just cut somebody off when they're, all right. Perfect example. Let's go back about a month or two ago when we had Gravy and Rebel was on the channel, and the two of them were going. We let them go at each other for a little bit because one saying one thing, you got to give the other side a chance. If we would have just shut them both off, we could have, but it's not even that. Some people sit there and say, "Oh, you're doing it for the views." I don't give a fuck about the views for something like that.
No, but they both on the same
another channel together, and they talked. by themselves, and they've straightened everything out. They both came back on camera like a half hour later, and everything was good. You know,
But both were doing it to each other while they were on camera. So yeah, we'll let it run. But when one guy leave, then why talk about it? Because now he's here to defend himself. We don't, like I said, you don't know if he let, because I didn't see him in chat after that. I don't know if he left permanently or he's done. So why are you saying this? He's not here. Talk to him in his face. Bring him on your show and talk to him. Here, he's gone. Let's let it go. That's why I cut Nav Man. It was no disrespect to Nav Man, but I also say no, stop. He's not here to defend himself or say what he had to say. He just came in and said his piece and left.
I can tell you right now, it's not going to stop me from bringing Nav Man on the show if he wants to come in, and it's not going to stop me from bringing Ben on either.
No.
To be honest with you, I mean, everybody knows what these two guys are like. No. I'm not going to stop anybody from coming on. If we put the link out there or we invite them, they want to come on, they come on.
Yeah.
As long as they can be civil, or whoever comes on is as long as everybody that comes on is civil,
Yeah, well, I said the show we do is open mic to hear from you guys, and if you want to come in and voice your opinion, fine, go ahead. But if you want to come in and be a total asshole about it and kind of curse everybody out, then you got to walk. We'll kick you out. But say what you want to say. Anyway, yeah.
The downside is I saw people in one of the chats saying that they unsubscribed. They unsubscribed, but then they resubscribed to you. I'm like, what the fucking Chris catch a stray on this?
Yeah, I saw that. I said, how come I drop one and I see it back up again? I didn't do anything. I had nothing to do with it. I just cut it off because it was pointless to me. Grown men, they got a problem with each other. They should talk face to face or phone to phone or whatever you want to do it. But they should have that communication with each other. Posting a video doesn't help. That's me. I'm gonna say it cowardly. I would say, no, if you got something to say to me, say it to my face. That's what I believe. I mean, old school, I don't know, you new technology kids got their phones and stuff. But you don't say to me something, you got a problem with me, say it to me in my face. So we can get together. If it comes to blows, fine, let's let it be. But I'm not gonna have that man go ahead and talk about Raider Ben all through the show when he wasn't here to defend. So like you said, when Gravy and what's going on, that little spot, we let them talk it out. They left the show. Got on the phone, talked to each other, came back on the show. I respect that. They talked to her like grown men.
Yeah, it was 2 to 3 months ago. You're right, Jay. Yeah, because Jay was in the channel with us. We were all on the show that night. We were all
that's
kind of
right.
Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, that got heated. Well, again, that's why I didn't shut Ben down, because I figured he was going to stop and that man was going to get a chance. I mean,
I would let that play out.
He was going to leave right away. So, I mean, you give one guy the platform, you got to give someone else, the other guy that's in the argument,
If Raider Ben would have stayed on, I would let it play out because it was kind of entertaining in some way. I said, Raider Ben stayed on and Abner said this piece and they said a piece. I would let it play out.
Yeah.
But that Ben left. I said, well, no sense talking about it. He's gone.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of you's probably missed it that are watching this. So, I mean, if you want to rewatch it, that's fine. So you get your take on the whole thing. But after today, don't ask about it. I'm not going to explain anything anymore. I mean, we pretty much laid everything out there. So I just before it spread to too many different shows and people start talking about it, and it just, if you're gonna watch it, watch it on Chris's channel so you can get the views.
Yeah, well, I know if you guys can still subscribe. I only got one subscriber now, so everybody subscribe.
Everybody,
thanks a lot. It's a lot, man. God damn. I'm not mad at that, man. I'm not mad at Raider Ben. I just didn't like, that aspect. That's why I'm gonna shut it down like that. No, but you know what? If anybody, nobody's coming today. It's not a pull up. If you want to come in our channel when me and Jeff do a pull up show, which we do a lot of them, you welcome to come in. If I'm using guys' names as an example, I'm not saying things. If Rock and Marcus Banks have a disagreement and they won't get on the show and talk about it, me and Jeff would just sit back and as long as it don't get too stupid and too obnoxious and too disrespectful.
I mean, in all honesty, on those Friday night shows, I think those are the shows that you and I probably tend to not tend to not talk as much
No, we don't.
because you're letting everybody else get in and voice their opinion. You might jump in if somebody says something a little stray bullet wise, like, oh, wait a minute, what do you mean by that? Ray, just so you know, they were both on camera together. So it's not like one was here and one wasn't. They were both on the show with us at the same time. So they were, granted, one person said what he said and then left right away. But then it kind of ended right there, though, for the most part. I mean, I know Nabman was still talking, which was fine because he never got a chance to say anything, But,
yeah, well, he asked me, what did I do? What did I say? I said, I don't know what you said, what you do, but don't go ahead and start bashing Raider Ben. I just wanted him to start bashing him on the show, and for that reason, because that's what the show's about. I said, no, hold up, not now. If you want to defend yourself, wait till he is on the show. That's all I wanted to do.
Yeah,
I wasn't shutting Admin down like shut up. No, if that case, I would have kicked him off, but I didn't. I just said, hey, he's not here to defend himself. If you guys want to argue back and forth, but don't argue. I'm not gonna say anything bad about anybody if they're not on the show. I'm gonna say it to their face.
Yeah, Bud, to answer your question about 10, then I shit my pants.
What? Oh,
yeah. I mean, it killed the vibe for that moment, but it kind of rebounded after that. I thought it still went on for like another 2.5 hours after that.
Yeah,
so didn't really kill it that bad. Robert Pena, I just bought.
Oh my god! Here we go. This shit. Oh my god! But anyway, that's done. Like I said,
I haven't talked to
Raider Ben.
I haven't talked to either one of them since it happened. So I had planned on it today. I was going to give them both a couple of days to. Over. So I will reach out. I know Nabman will be home soon. Or he should be.
Yeah, I won't talk to Nabman too. It was no disrespect to you. It was no disrespect to you, but I just had to nip that in the bud because it was getting out of hand. It was going off topic. Like we go off topic anyway. We talk about everything, but I'm saying that case was done because he wasn't here, and he wasn't even out because he was still in the chat and saying stuff in the chat. I would let Nabman go at it. I said, you know what? He's back in the chat. But Ray Ben left the chat and everything. He wasn't even on. Or he didn't chat. He didn't say anything. But he wasn't here. So
yeah, he left completely.
Yeah. So I didn't want to carry on that whole conversation. But anyway, so
I mean, like I said, they want to have something out together or whatever. I mean, go for it.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. I'll even host if they want to talk about it on a neutral territory, and just air everything out, and do that. I'm fine with that too.
Yeah.
Chris, that guy's calling you an old man.
I am old man. Proud of it. Shit. We all get old. Like I said, guys should be happy to live through my age. So there you go. Some guys don't make it.
I'm not gonna. Just try and no more name calling of either person, whether it was one or the other. So I see people calling names in the chat. So I don't even want to go in that aspect because it's I like both guys. I got nothing bad about either one of them. They've done nothing wrong to me. So I just don't want anybody thinking that we allowed this to happen.
No,
again,
we had no idea what's going to happen.
It is what it is. We're addressing it, and when we shut this show down, that's it. It's over. It's done.
Like I said, I didn't see what I had to go back and watch what
I watched
what Ben said. It just went boom, took off. Like, what the hell happened?
I watched it twice from the time that the first chat was mentioned. I watched it from that point until maybe a few minutes after he left the screen twice. And then I went back and watched another show to see what everybody was saying, and I'm like, yeah, we gotta address this. This is gonna go on for way too long. Because then I was told by someone else in the text that someone else brought it up on another show. I'm like, what
I was
the
watching
fuck?
some shows. They were on there. Like, what the heck?
Yeah. Yeah. Then I talked to you and you said someone was talking about it. I'm like, all right, yeah, this is put this to bed now. Because if we
Uh,
just sit here and not say anything and
we'll keep going. So right into the
yeah.
season. Anyway, I'm gonna say this. Nav, man, if you do a show tonight, if you want me to come on, we can talk. You know what? I got some words to say to you. Nothing negative. If I was gonna talk to you, or if you're just going to show, I'll be in your chat. Ready to Ben, same thing with you. You go on, I'm gonna say something. I'm not gonna say you negative because what you guys did, is what you guys did. Grown men do that all the damn time. So anyway, I'm done with
You
that
know how many times
conversation.
I left the firehouse pissed at, you know how many times I left the firehouse pissed at somebody I worked with, please.
Oh,
But
please.
still got on the truck and went and did what you had to do, What the fuck?
You don't. This thing is, you don't have to like a person, but if you have to work with them, that's what you got to do. So
Yeah.
I had a lot of employees hated me, so I don't care. I'm
Hey,
not here
Chris,
to make. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to work. So, don't get along. You don't get along. You have a different opinion. Go ahead. Have a different opinion about it. Argue a different opinion. But when it comes to name calling and all that stuff like that, you're taking it too far. So here's my thing to you guys. I'm gonna get off right here because I got some people coming over to fix something that they can't fix. For 3 weeks now, they try to fix something. But anyway, say to you, Jeff. Just move on. I'll be happy to do another show with you. If that one subscriber subscribe back, I'll do another show with you. If you don't, then I can't do any more shows because I only have 2 subscribers now. Thanks is off.
If everybody unsubscribes from Chris, I'll do all the shows in the world Chris wants to do. If nobody unsubscribes, I won't do any more shows with Chris.
Yeah. Wait, let me get off. Anyway,
up one socket, Jeff. I am not in one socket. That don't. Oh, no, not that shithole.
Yeah, I appreciate that, real love. Okay, well, you guys, Jeff might want to talk to you some more, but I'm gonna get off. Well, not like that, but you know what I mean. I'm gonna take off.
Fucking creepy.
And I subscribed to Chris finally. Thank you, Cider. And you are. Oh yeah, this is Cider. I think Roche had asked about the next moderator. When I get to a certain number, you're my next moderator. So hang tight. I need to get to at least 200 or something. All right. See you guys. And like Jeff says, go Raiders.
All right, get out of here. All right. So, all right. I am going to call it. So, did just about an hour. So, it's squashing me. Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you. Thanks, Sherp. Appreciate that, man. Much love to everybody. We appreciate it. We love the following. I tell everyone I see online with 401 in their names, they are from Woonsocket. Sometimes you find them. No, I'm not from Woonsocket. Fuck that city. I've already said this before. If the zombie apocalypse starts in Rhode Island, it's going to start in Woonsocket. All right. That's going to be the end. I'm going to shut this down. I wish people hated me. It'd make me feel more, give me more warm and fuzzies. But all right, I'm out. Everybody have a good afternoon, good evening, good night, good week, whatever. Until next time, everybody, as usual, what I say is stay safe and go Raiders.